Today is Tuesday, May 27th. We are at American Seal Coat, witnessing a large volume petroleum discharge coming off of this facility, flowing downstream.
Well, I've been practicing environmental law for 19 years, and I'd never seen anything like what American Seal Coat was doing.
I found a large dump site where it looks like for quite a while oil has been dumped in a large, maybe 20-foot diameter pit, and that's then spilling off into a waterway. After seeing that, I contacted EPD, state-level people. Never got any follow-up back. So I had a feeling that nothing had ever been done, and I ended up coming back, taking a look, and I saw that it was in the same state as before. It looked like an active oil dump site. And so I picked up the phone and called the Chattahoochee Riverkeeper, and I knew that they would take action.
We were at the initial stages of our new program, Protecting Streams and Communities from Industrial Stormwater Pollution.
When we started kind of digging around and looking at what facilities were complying, we found that there were hundreds throughout the watershed that had never gone through the process to actually get a permit.
So American Seal Coat was one of our first test cases.
The state agency that's charged with enforcing our environmental laws is the Environmental Protection Division of the Department of Natural Resources. And for industrial stormwater enforcement, they have 2 people in the entire state.
There are over 3,000 permitted facilities in the state.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Region 4 has 3 people for 8 states of a similar program.
Most of the facilities that we work with work very proactively with Chattahoochee Riverkeeper. Unfortunately, we come across an operator from time to time that absolutely refuses to do the right thing, and that was the case here with American Seal Coat.
We're flying high above the Chattahoochee River just south of Interstate 20 to show you how a creek in these woods connects our water supply with what used to be American Seal Coat Manufacturing. The business is shut down now, but what it left behind is evidence of its costly contamination.
They have made it very clear that they are not going to stick around and clean up all of that oily material.
So the Riverkeeper is now suing the company.
What was really shocking to us was how there was really no mechanism to hold these people accountable on a state level. He puts a lot of time and resources, his whole team does, into holding these folks accountable.
After the lawsuit was filed, we did extensive testing of the soils.
The compounds that are in these materials, the seal coat, are known as polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Because the compounds are very sticky, they tend to accumulate onto sediment and then can infill into habitats for macroinvertebrates. Then once they're in those habitats, it can also get picked up and eaten by fish and get incorporated into the food chain that way.
The whole process ran for about 1.5 years until we were able to get a judgment assessed against American Seal Coat Manufacturing, which was at $10 million, which is one of the highest in the state's history for an environmental penalty.
This type of case, the American Seal Coat case, is one of the reasons why I went to law school in the first place, to feel like you're making a real difference.
We were concerned that the public would think that Chattahoochee Riverkeeper had a windfall of $10 million, and that's not the case. All of that money, if and when it gets paid, it will go to the U.S. Treasury. So we were pleased with the $10 million judgment, but we knew we still had to continue to resolve the case. And that meant requiring the landlord to do the appropriate cleanup.
So even though we got this particular case solved, we're still working on hundreds of other industrial sites all across the watershed.
We depend on our members to keep the organization running, and we can't always depend on the state or the federal government to do this work. Chattahoochee River is our local drinking water supply, and we need to have a real hand in making sure that it's clean and safe.